What's up, guys? Doopy here with the follow-up video for Hades Cup. I apologize for the late upload, but um, work and life made it so I couldn't focus too hard on the Hades Cup, and there were other events going on, and I kind of just procrastinated. But I did finish the Hades Cup um, off camera, and it's because it took a lot of trial and error to get these done. So what I want to do real quick in this video is go over how exactly I beat it without having to do them. Like, it would just take too long to just do them all over again, because some of them involved RNG, perfect RNG maybe even, and I just want to I mean, you guys can I can explain it as well as I can. I think I can explain it pretty well. So if you guys remember last video, part 1, I was stuck on the camel. Right here, this cannon camel. And I'm going to be going back and forth between this and my album. So to show you the keyblade setups I use. I could, maybe not, but I just feel like it'll be easier that way. So the cannon camel, if you noticed last video, my illustrated Vivi was my second chance medal, and what I ended up doing was my illustrated Vivi got no, like, pretty bad traits even throughout the 2 weeks. So as I mentioned in a previous video, I scrapped the Vivi with second chance 2 and eventually put it in my O2 Kyrie. So after I did that, I had an extra slot available to buff, and then using my friend medal of Sephiroth, which I used throughout pretty much this whole Hades Cup, it pretty much carried me throughout the whole event. So huge shoutouts and thanks to my party member Rave for this beautiful Sephiroth EX boosted with max skill, no trait, but max skill, 83 max SP gauge 1. It did tons of work for me. So here's the the O2 Kyrie now. Now it has a second chance too. I kept her at as low level as possible. I actually had to wait for the second guilting campaign, which we got like a 4 or 5 day guilting campaign. I wanted to wait till that left so that she would be as low level as possible when I transferred the skill. So that's what I did. Even with just that change, having her as a second chance and having a whole slot open, I was able to, if I can get it here. Oh, let's go to gallery real quick. Let's find this one. So I think I was using this build here. I was probably using this one, so I was able to survive a turn with O2 Kyrie, but also defensively buff with HPO and take hits with the defense 3 of my illustrated Kyrie 2. And over 2 turns the camel went down. So that was that one. Next, the dark side was pretty simple, as with most of the single enemy ones. It just took me a little bit of manipulating my keyblade to do it. So for this one, I think I went with, let's see, I think I went with similar build. I might have just buffed up, so I was probably able to finish it. I finished it with either this or this. I think it was HPO again. It was just another hard carry. And the other screenshots I have are going to be a lot easier to explain. Also because I had more difficulty with them. So pretty much the dark side and the camel was purely second chance, and I was able to 2-turn it with Sephiroth. Now moving on to the more difficult one. So as soon as it starts to get dark, Heat Saber. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why I had the Axle one. So the one with Axle was for the Heat Sabers. Basically you could they have low HP, so I was able to 2-turn it with the power buff. So I went like +6, +1, +7, +8. So those are like +7 strength, +6 power strength, and then like even the Sora gave a minus defense. So like, and then Sephiroth gave like -3 power. So it was just tons of buffs. Those guys went down 2 turns real easy, easy peasy. Not sure if the trait on my Sora counts, but he does have paralysis resist. Maybe one of those guys somehow could have paralyzed me, but they couldn't. Alright, so now for the harder ones. So the Wretched Witch I struggled quite a bit on. I think this one had the archers. Did they have archers? I want to say it had archers. But let's see. So for this one, I used... Was it this one? Yeah, I mean the Wretched Witch is there. I used a counterpoint with a lot of single target, and oh, and it yeah, the sleep, I guess the sleeping archer and the Wretched Witch can put you to sleep. So I brought my Cogsworth that has sleep resist, and I just basically waited until sleep resist worked, and Sephiroth did the rest. Plus copying the friend Sephiroth. My nominee's not guilted, but copying the friend Sephiroth made it so that they were all -6 power defense, and I was like at maximum power strength. So yeah, pretty hard carry again, once again by Sephiroth. Back to, let's move on to Cloud. So Cloud's level 875, and for some reason he had a lot of defense. So I was struggling even doing any damage, even with my maximum multiplier in my, it was either Fenrir, probably Fenrir. Even my maximum multiplier was hitting him for only one damage, even though I had O2 Kairi and a couple other buffs along the way. But after tinkering around with what I had, I came up with this build here. So simple concept. You just go in with Nominee to get the the 7th tier of strength and an extra tier of PSM strength and an extra tier of PSM, lowering PSM defense. So then Tyree also lowers PSM defense. So he was like lowered enough where my 2 medals with the 2.7 multiplier would do damage. Zaldin A has ground defense shred, and then I borrowed my teammate Yuki's key art there. I think it's key art Sky. I think it had AB4, not AB4 max, but I think it had ground defense shred. So I would be using my illustrated Sora twice, which is already a pretty strong medal. So over the 2 turns he'd be down -3 defense, I think, by the time I took him out. But it was still kind of difficult because my Zaldin had a trigger, his AB2 had a trigger, and Yuki's AB4 had a trigger like both rounds in a row. Cloud had a potential of paralyzing you. My Sora had a potential of negating that paralysis. So it worked out. It just took many attempts because of the RNG involved. But that's how I was able to pass it. Let's move on to the next one. So Iron Giant was very simple. Just swipe left here. So Iron Giant, I used this build here. O2 Kairi into Nominate. My Nominate was copying my double cast HPO this time. So I got 3 defense, 3 PSM defense over 2 turns. So on the second turn I was at like +6 of each defense. I had Tyree in case I died on the first turn, and I used my KDG and my key art, which is like my strongest medal like that I own in general. It's got a double cast, AB3 max plus Lux. So it was copying KDG, KDG was doing some decent damage because that's a pretty good multiplier. And they were both hitting regardless of attribute. They were hitting super effective. And the Iron Giant was just taking like, 30 bars per turn. And I would just barely live. I think I would die on the first turn, but it didn't really matter. Because the second chance would proc either from my friend medal or my O2 Kyrie. And the borrowed Kyrie was simply for just SP restore. And yeah, I was able to just tank. By the time I hit +6 defenses, the Iron Giant would pretty much hit me down to like less than 1,000 health, no matter what attack he used. And defense. Oh, actually, I don't even have defense on this setup. But yeah, it was enough defense to where he just couldn't kill me. After turn 2, he couldn't kill me. All right, moving on. So I think we have 2 more rounds. So the Mean Maiden. Okay, this one took probably the longest to figure out. So this one, let's see, swipe. Mean Maiden. Okay, so I went with the very, very single target heavy build, and I think you had to for this one, because 1 cat heals, 1 cat buffs, and the Mean Maiden can paralyze you if you hit it 7 times. So you want to just single target everything you can or hit everything you can that's not her whenever possible. So the only metal I would hit the Mean Maiden every round with was O2 Kyrie and the Tyrie. So two counts a round. And then my Itera B isn't even guilted. It doesn't have a relevant trait, but my key art would copy the Itera B at full multiplier, full guilt with the AB3. So it was doing some pretty good damage, even though it counts as a power on the... Or I'm not sure if the cats were speed or magic. I don't know if they're all magic. I could have swore 1 speed. So it was chunking the cats like no matter what. So basically buff up, or defense, get some defense, get some attack, lower their defense a little bit. And then, so I would sometimes use my Itera, and sometimes I would not based off my SP. So there was turns I would be at +6 power because of Terra goes +3 power. Key art copies Terra, and I'm at +6 power. And then the friend medal was not Sephi, so it wasn't Sephi the whole every round, but most rounds it was Sephi. But this time it was just another double cast HPO, so I was constantly keeping my defenses up. And the SP1, I think this one had SP1, so I was using very minimal gauges. So it was sustainable because it has 4 costs, 6, 9, 11. It has a total of 13 costs, but like I said, there's turns I would skip Itera and make it 9 costs per round. Tyrie makes up for 9 SP costs per round. So I think some people do it differently, but I went the healing cat. I destroyed the healing cat first, and then I actually went for the maiden second, and then the yellow cat last. So once the yellow cat was by itself, I knew I had the round. But when I killed the yellow cat second, or the buffing cat second, the Mean Maiden I would have to hit the Mean Maiden too often that it would counterattack too often, and I couldn't sustain it. So I think you have to destroy the other cat, the 1 cat, and then Mean Maiden, and then the last cat. So final round here, the Ratty Rat Trio. I can keep the game open right here because this is the build I used, the one I have currently equipped, because this was the last thing I did before making this video. So here it is, guys. I used my shoutouts again to Rave. I used Rave Sephi to carry the damage, and I focused purely on defense. So I have Pootigger Rabbit with double cast, so that's 2 tiers of PSM defense. I used the second version that I had from the video I made about the Pootigger Rabbit tutorial, so that also has extra attack. My Tyrie has defense 3, which was pretty key. O2 Kyrie with the second chance too, because I'm pretty sure I still die. You still die first round, no matter what. And my HPO double cast. So I was at like 4, 5, 6, like 6 tiers of defense. Turn 1, turn 2. I'm at like 12 tiers of defense, I guess. If, I think 1 gets maxed out. I think PSM gets like too much. So maybe it's like 4 defense, 7 PSM defense. So 11 total defenses on round 2. It's still tough because of the archer, so basically you just single target buff on the healer, and then Sephi kills everything but it killed everything but the sleeping archer. So the archer would put me to sleep, they would kill me, I would revive, and then you would buff up again. Actually, the sleep would put you at O2 Kari as your first medal for the second round, so you're only able to buff up, and then I Nova to kill the sleeping archer and the healer, and then I'm able to drop 2 more buffs of defense. Swing was with Sephi again, and then that's where defense 3 was really important. Defense 3 kept me alive. I wasn't living, even through all this, I wasn't living turn 2. What I had to do was I had to increase the level of my Poo Tiger Rabbits to 100 to get the base defense really high, and I had to Dale it too. And then I think I had no, I didn't have to do it to that one, but I did have to Dale my O2 Kari finally, and that gave me enough defense to survive with defense 3s. The defense 3 had a trigger like on pretty much every hit I took on the second turn. But after the second turn, you have enough damage to kill the bandit thingy, the bandit and the dual blade. And once the trio's by itself, it's guaranteed. I had it just turtle, right? Sephi, and I got it. So huge thanks to the party for all the shared medals. I mean, appreciate it, guys. I hope if you haven't finished it quite, you have like 3 hours to finish it. So I wish you luck. Hopefully what I explained can help in some form. Hopefully you guys farmed a lot during the 2 trio events, so you can survive these rounds. I'm at 45k jewels once again, even though I just did 5 pulls for Sephi. I'm sure you guys saw that. It's like my most viewed video now, so I really appreciate the views, guys. But my plan, I guess, just a quick plan update. We got a nominee banner or something. I'm gonna do a video about that next. So, but Shion, I'm just gonna say that I'm getting Shion. So I hope you look forward to that. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. This was Dupity, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.